Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Walk and Talk. In today's edition, we are talking about ventures, about startups here in the additive manufacturing scene. And I have the honor to welcome one of the experts in this area. It is Arno Held from AM Ventures. Hi, Arno.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
You know this additive manufacturing scene very well, and you know plenty of those exhibitors here. But here in the startup area, this is where the heart beats for future additive manufacturing. And additive manufacturing scene is known as the typical startup scene. How start-uppy is this community, or has it turned into something serious in the meantime?
I would say it has turned into a very serious but also startup-y community. Still stays startup-y, for sure. Just one example, AM Ventures has been scouting startups since January 2015. And 2 years ago, we were really proud that we exceeded 200 startups scouted per year. Last year it was 227. This year, between January and September, 780 startups in additive manufacturing. So it is very, very startup-y, for sure.
So the community has not fallen into a COVID sleep, but they worked in the meantime, right?
Absolutely. You know, what we found out last year was that additive manufacturing is actually one of the beneficiaries of the most recent developments in global economy, because additive manufacturing is the interface between the digital and the real world. You can send files around the world. They not necessarily have to get stuck in Suez Canal, for example, and you design parts in virtual space, and it's additive manufacturing that pulls them into the real world. So it's an interface technology.
And I'm so glad that you're introducing to me this exciting group of startups, and we'll have a look.
Absolutely.
Here at this startup area on Formnext, one can see a lot of startup companies, some of them very professional, others very, let's say, university-like. How would you judge this opportunity for young companies here on Formnext? Is this a good starting ramp for their future business?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about this. You know, we initiated the Formnext Startup Challenge 6 years ago, together with the team of Messago. And AM Ventures alone has funded 5 or 6 of the startups coming from this competition. But in general, just independent from an investment case, Formnext is the place to be in industrial 3D printing on this planet. So there's no better place to present your company to the world that is interested in these kind of technologies than here, obviously.
You, as an expert with money in your pocket, when you walk about such an exhibition, when do you get nervous? When is the point where you say, wow, I need to be the first to invest into this company, into these guys here? What attracts your attention?
Well, first of all, maybe something that I have not seen before, where I really have question marks above my head and I need to ask questions in order to understand it. That is really, really interesting then. But a team of founders, if I see that there's an inspiring team of individuals who have the guts to build a startup from scratch and develop great technology with a very entrepreneurial mindset, then it's the individuals that we want to work with. That's the most important thing.
Sounds great. So Arno, what would you recommend the youngsters in the market who ask themselves, how can we get started? What can we do to become a member of this AM community?
Well, having certain skills and a technology developed which you want to bring to the market is certainly a very, very good start. There are a few points to consider, which we always give as advice to our startups that we are also mentoring. The one thing is, choose carefully who is investing in your company. You can get money from lots of different places, but as a young startup, in a very, very complex field, developing high tech, you need to have the right advisors and investors who can open doors for you, who bring experience from very relevant industries or connections into a certain market. And this is very, very important to consider. Build the right ecosystem. And a similar piece of advice is for the team that starts the company. We have this in many, many cases that engineers focus a lot on the technology. And we always have to remind them that there are many more disciplines in a company than just the engineering or the technical development itself. You need to have a very strong sales force, extremely good salesmen, controlling, accounting, marketing, things like this. You have to find the right people who are good at their job, great at their job, and trust them to build a great company that scales.
And of course, having a good professional partner like yourself. Arno Held from AM Ventures, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.